welcome back to 8-ish Good Minutes. This podcast is brought to you by Hall Financial, home of all things great. I'm here with Henry Doe and Jason Wagner, and we got a great show planned for you today. Gentlemen, how are you today?
Doing great. How are you?
Doing really well. Wags?
Always good to be here.
Always good to be podcasting. I think the last one that I did was with Henry Doe and David Hall.
It's the dynamic duo. The dynamic duo.
Yes, you guys are definitely in demand. I had to go through your agents to get you back on the show. I know you guys are very busy. We do have those red and green M&Ms for you guys. I know you don't like the yellow ones, so we took those out.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
That's one of my favorite stories, just about these diva musicians that they have to have certain things a certain way in the dressing room.
Only the blue ones.
Huh?
Only the blue ones.
Only the blue ones. So today's subject, every week we talk about something a little different on the podcast, which I think makes it fun. It has nothing to do with, the actual mortgage business, but it has to do with the business of hopefully building something great. Everybody, goes through trials and tribulations with their company that they're trying to put something together that's really positive. And I think today's subject is really great. Overcoming resistance to change. This is a powerful subject that I think probably doesn't get enough talk in terms of when, you go in to try and put something together over a couple of years or a decade period of time. There's going to be a lot of changes that happen. And some people are very comfortable with change. That's the minority of people. I'd say the majority of people don't love change. And I think that's been something that's been focused on a lot more in our society over the years is, trying to get comfortable being uncomfortable or, however you want to say it. So I kind of wanted to kick it just to each of you to start off the show and sort of just give me your thoughts on maybe whether it's a specific thing that recently you've been going through that's a change that's not easy for you, or how do you recognize in an organization trying to get a group together to make effective change, which is incredibly hard because, it's human nature to be like, why do we need to do that? I kind of wanted to get feedback from both you guys on maybe some real world examples or maybe some principles that you've developed over the years.
Sure.
DH, they always say, when somebody comes on board, they're the change agent, right? If someone new comes on, new president, new CEO, new somebody, they're the change agent. And it's really important. I understand that, and that's something that everyone sort of needs to embrace. As you I think mentioned, every day there's change, whether it's a big change, a little change. You got to evaluate them differently. There's technical changes. We changed something to our software today. Everybody's going to get a job aid on that. Or there's adaptive change. We're going to completely change the way that we do marketing. But if you embrace them and understand, that's what makes you stronger. That's what makes you better. It gives you experience. That's a challenge that I love.
No, I think you're absolutely right. I think change, number one, it's acceptance, right? Change is hard. And you have to understand that when you're approaching change, you have to be accepting of the feedback, accepting that, it's something that it's going to take time to work on. It doesn't happen overnight. And being open to just taking the feedback. I think a lot of individuals aren't open to feedback, which makes change hard. And they take change or they take the feedback in a negative way, which most people just want other individuals to become great. I think that's any good leader can see what the pros and cons of an individual are, and they can kind of maneuver around how do I make this person more effective and how do I make this person better in their day-to-day, understanding that they're going to get some pushback, but at the end of the day, they're going to make that person better. And it's patience, it's coaching, it's constant coaching. We've been doing this for 6 years now, David, and I think over time you've understood how to make me better and how to make Jason better. Each person does it differently.
The one quote, I want to get your guys' reaction. You've probably heard it. If you haven't, it's powerful. I remember, this was like a pivotal moment for me in my business career when I heard this quote, and I'd never heard it before, and I was like, wow, that says a lot to me. And it was, if you don't like change, you're going to like irrelevance even less, And I was like, that is so true, because if you don't make alterations and changes and continue to evolve, you're going to become irrelevant. And you could put up on your big board, Blockbuster and Netflix, right? I mean, it's like all these interesting things that have happened over time where organizations have become obsolete because they didn't change. And I think that quote, maybe more than anything for me, helped to shape me to be comfortable with change more than I was prior to hearing it.
I got another one for you.
Yeah.
Life begins at the end of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
So, like, as a recipient of change, most people don't want it because it's something different. And I'm used to what I'm doing, and it's comfortable, and I can come in and just do those things, and I don't have to think about it. And then all of a sudden, someone's coming in, and they're going to change it. I got to learn something new. It may make me better, but I was really comfortable. But if you embrace the fact that it's going to make you better, and that life begins at the end of your comfort zone, then just think of all the new opportunities and success you can have.
I mean, just look at our business. Over the last year, we've seen rates change from 2 all-time lows to historic highs. I mean, 7% over the last 6 months ago. You have to change. You have to adapt. A lot of loan officers, individuals in the mortgage industry have gone out of the industry because they can't adapt to change. They just want to be comfortable doing what they do on a day-to-day basis, calling 3 clients versus calling 100.
Yeah.
You can get the same results if you just double down on your effort. I think that's something that we talk about every single day. How are we going to double down on our effort to adapt to the change in our environment? And
I think the tough thing is, and those are great points, as an organization, you start doing some things well, and then you want to keep doing those, to keeping the consistency, and then knowing when to pivot and when to take a chance and when to say, all right, let's not do that anymore because I think we could do it better. Usually that takes like a vision, that takes buy-in, that takes everybody sort of believing in something bigger than what they're doing today. It's a little dreamy to some degree. You got to sort of almost believe that there's a better way, even though what you're doing may be working. I mean, it's kind of easy to change when what you're doing isn't working. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not working. Okay, I'm willing to do something different. But when what you're doing is working, and then you're going to make a change. I think about things like, this will be near and dear to Henry's heart, like Tiger Woods changed his golf swing many times, even though he was the best player in the world. I mean, that takes a lot of guts to do something and a real belief that it's like, I'm going to be better by doing it this way. And I think that goes through so many companies. And I think and this is what I want you guys to comment on. I've been fortunate to be a member of a number of different companies in my career. We all went through this, so like to me now I get it. When you're younger though, you don't really understand that it's all natural, that all these changes would occur and that it's actually a really good thing to evolve. Just wondering, Jason, based on your experiences or Henry, yours.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I mean, I think that you have to look at, it's not the me syndrome. I think we talk about that all the time, right? Change doesn't always just happen for your benefit. It happens for the team's benefit. So not everything that you do or that we change is going to benefit you, but is it going to be beneficial for the team in itself? And that's what we're going for. We're a team-oriented organization, right? It's not about David Hall. It's not about Henry Doe. It's not about Jason. And so that's something that I think that, a lot of people have to understand is that when you talk about change, it doesn't always directly affect you. And that's something that if you can realize that, then it opens the door to a lot of things that, you just aren't aware of. It's, you're opening yourself up to being better every single day.
Can't wait to replay that one on a one-on-one with Henry Doe later this week. Walked right into it. I love it. You're right. You're right.
That's great. All right, so, the 8 good minutes goes fast. Here we are at 9.5, and I get a lot of feedback from people. Hall, it went over 8. We get it. We're trying to squeeze a lot into 8 good minutes. Guys, love having you on the show this week. Thanks for being here, and I think that, a really great topic that hopefully people will get a lot out of.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
All right, we'll see you soon. 8 good minutes. We're out of here.